Hello. Well, hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm just going to start streaming and hope for the best. Right, well hopefully somebody will watch this later. I didn't announce it as a stream, but I just thought I'd have a go and do something with the streaming. I've never done it before, but basically all I'm doing today is I'm trying to get my free running Motorola working on a breadboard. So somehow I've got to replicate this bit over here. I'm not really sure I even remember how that worked. But it's probably not going to be a slick or super duper interesting stream, since all I'm actually going to do here is wire up some breadboards. Now, what I've initially done is I've just sort of laid this out with what I need, and then I'll steal from the other board later. So I've got the Motorola 68K. I've got a hex inverter that I found. I've got 2 ROMs and 2 bits of RAM. Not 100% sure I want to use these or something like that, but we'll see how we go. I know I need the Halt reset configured and set up, and so I think I'm going to move the RAM over a bit and set up all of my Halt reset stuff over here. Any recommendations for anybody who's watching are always welcome. I don't know how long I'll be doing this stream, probably not long, because it's just a test to see how it works and how you do it. And you're looking at the top of my bald head most of the time as well. I did actually have to create this arm thing in order to get this thing working. So let me just sort of show you that. I 3D printed this gizmo to hold the camera so that you could see what was happening. And the sound you hear in the background is the 3D printer printing away at other stuff as well. But yeah, so the idea here is that today I just want to get a halt reset button replicated on this thing. I've got, I think, most of the stuff required to get that working, but I'm not 100% sure. But we'll have a go and see how far we can get with it. I grabbed most of the parts that I needed, like the transistors and the hex inverter and the button. I do need some resistors, but I'll probably just steal those from another board that I have, and I really don't know where to put them. Well, I need a capacitor, so we'll just stick that in. Where does that go? That goes into the here. So we'll just stick the capacitor in because I know where that goes, and I'll grab a I have a sort of a donor board over here. I'm grabbing all this stuff off. So I do need a resistor as well. Let me just get that first. So I'll get the resistor, and we go from power into this one. And I need a ground. Actually, this needs to be over one. And this goes into ground. So yeah, pretty boring thing to watch, I reckon, since basically I'm just trying to test out the software. If you can see it, let me know what you think. The stream software seems a bit iffy at the moment, so I don't know how that's working, but I'll edit it and sort of rebroadcast it, and we'll see how we get on. So that's the button wired up. I need to put in more of these, so I'm going to need some more donor stuff. But hopefully, as you'll see, I am going to wire this whole thing up and eventually get to the point where this is a useful machine. So the idea here is that I want to get this CPU running. So I need the halt reset button, I need this ROM, and I need the RAM. And then I do want to put on eventually one of these, which is a real-time clock module for it to get its time from. I want to add in the UART so that I can do some serial interfacing, and I've also got another chip which will do it's a versatile adapter interface, which I can't find at the moment, but I'm going to wire that in eventually as well. But to start with, I'm not doing any of that. To start with, I'm just trying to get it to the point where I can put a program in here and get some LEDs to bounce or something from the CPU. I'm probably not going to need this to start, so I'm not really too worried about the RAM. It's mostly, I'm just going to make sure I wire up the ROM and the CPU the halt reset because I have to have that, and a couple of lights on the data port so that I can flash them to know that what I've written is working. And then from there, to progress on to things like basically a BIOS and all that sort of stuff. Well, that's pretty much it for my first stream. I just literally wanted to turn it on to see how the streaming software works and if it was possible for me to do. I'll try and do one later where I actually schedule it and people know it's happening and can attend. So anyway, thanks a lot.